Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Just want to double check. Can everyone hear me fine? I'm taking your collective silence as a yes. Okay. So I just want to open the floor one last time for today to our regional partners that haven't made their addresses yet, which is Tumani Letu from Malawi. Is there anyone from Tumani Letu from Malawi here to do their address about their initiative? Okay, anyone from Magamba Network from Zimbabwe? Is there anyone here that would like to do address on behalf of the Magamba Network? Okay, then. So we're going to be moving on to our next guest lecturer. So today, we are going to have Rui Mondlane. He is an accountant manager and an auditor. Mr. Rui holds a degree in accounting from the Commercial Institute of Maputo, and is a finalist in the accounting and auditing course in the University of São Tomás in Mozambique. He joined I2A in 2021 as a manager in the accounting department, being responsible for coordinating the teams of technicians who provide regular tax diagnoses, opinions, tax litigation, preparation of preparation of annual returns for the 22nd and the 20th model, and tax benefits declarations in various organizations. Between 2015 and 2020, he worked at the Maragra Açúcar SA and in the accounting department, where he held the position of financial accountant. Between 2013 and 2015, he was the BDO employee as an audit assistant manager, having led several audit work teams carried out in companies and NGOs. He is an Ernst & Young Mozambique collaborator from 1998 to 2012 in the audit department, where he was the auditor for interns, staff, advanced staff, senior and supervisors. And between 2005 and 2007, he was the general accounting at the Commercial School of Maputo. Without further ado, everyone, I would like us to welcome Mr. Rui Mondlane. Just to remind everyone, as Mr. Rui is not fluent in English, I will be translating for him. I appreciate your patience through this time. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to address my thanks for SIPAT. And as I said, I'm not fluent in English. That's why I will ask Neil here to translate my speech. Okay. Bem, como disseram os meus colegas do painel, e muito bem disseram, estou aqui para falar da área financeira.
As mentioned by my colleagues, my panel colleagues over the few days, and was very well explained, he's here to express his opinions on the different questions selected today.
Mas antes disso, quero congratular a área da cultura.
I would like to firstly congratulate the cultural area.
Por conseguir juntar essa parte da cultura e a parte financeira.
To be able to manage this fusion of administrative and cultural areas.
Como é de conhecimento de todos, é impossível falar da área financeira em 20 minutos.
As everyone should know by now, it's very difficult to speak about all areas that are financial in only a short span of 20 minutes.
Mas dos 12 pontos aqui escolhidos,
but the 12 points, from the 12 points that I have chosen,
escolhi dois.
I've chosen two.
Não por serem mais importantes.
Not for being more important.
Mas porque eu acho que qualquer organização deve possuí-los.
But mostly because I feel and I firmly believe that these 2 points any organization should know.
A minha apresentação vai focar-se em 2 pontos.
My presentation is going to focus on the following 2 points.
Que é da importância da análise do risco.
The importance of risk analysis
e a questão da documentação de suporte.
and supporting documents.
Como o Rufus falou e muito bem, da outra parte da questão do risco,
As Mr. Rufus has spoken before about the other areas of risk,
na qualidade do gestor financeiro que sou,
and being a financial manager,
vou definir que o risco divide-se em duas partes essenciais,
so I'm going to divide this in two essential parts.
que é aquilo que é denominado risco inerente, inherent risk, e business risk.
Inherent risk, business risk.
O Rufus teria falado muito mais da parte do inherent risk,
Mr. Rufus spoke more about the inherent risks,
que é o risco que está associado à própria atividade.
which is risks that are associated with the actual activity.
Eu vou focar muito mais na parte do business risk,
I'm going to focus more on business risks.
por que que vou focar mais na parte do business risk?
Why I'm going to focus more on this area?
Porque todos os aspectos relacionados com risco inerente já foram focados pelo Rufus,
Because all the areas of inherent risks have already been
então
covered.
vamos direto aos riscos do negócio.
So we're going to go straight to the point for business risks.
Tanto como o risco inerente como o risco do negócio
Either inherent risks or business risks
depende de fatores internos e externos.
are all dependent on internal internal issues as well as external issues.
E sendo gestor de projeto,
And being a project manager,
tem que ter o domínio total desses riscos.
you need to have a full management of all these areas.
Mas
and
para ter o
risks.
domínio total desses riscos,
And to have management of all of these
é
areas,
necessário que invista um tempo de si para se formar e municiar-se de respostas para esses riscos.
you need to have time to actually analyze them and formulate responses to these risks.
E sendo um projeto cultural,
And in being a cultural project,
há uma ideia primária de que eu olho para aquilo que é a minha atividade,
we have an idea of what we expect from the actual
mas a sua
activity.
atividade depende de recursos financeiros.
And these activities depend on financial,
E não tendo, na maioria dos casos dos países africanos, não tendo recursos financeiros disponíveis,
and in most of the cases for developing
precisamos de
countries,
ter com alguém que nos dê o dinheiro.
we don't have these resources, so we have
Daí,
to connect with someone to be
daí
able
a
to get them.
necessidade de envolver nesta fase pessoas capacitadas para ajudar a obtermos esses fundos.
Which means that we have to actually go about capacitating these many people to be able to have the skills to manage these financial areas.
São vários tipos de riscos que nós podemos enfrentar no nosso dia a dia.
We have many risks that we can confront in our day-to-day.
O importante que deve acontecer é definir quais são os riscos,
The important thing is being able to actually
Mas
define our
para
risks.
definir o que são os riscos é necessário que tu tenhas o domínio do que tu já fazer e o
But-
que deves fazer.
But to be able to define these risks, you also have to have the know-how on what to do once you've defined them.
Vou dar um exemplo de alguns riscos financeiros.
A few examples of financial risks.
Temos a possibilidade de fazer o uso de fundos de doadores,
We have the possibility of using donor funds,
e não suportar como deve ser.
but not act honestly once we get these funds.
A partir da ausência do suporte documental, estou a fazer essa ligação com a questão do risco e a própria documentação.
And having the lack of this connection between the risks and the actual implementation,
Corremos o risco do doador não aceitar a despesa.
we have the risk of the donors not wanting to actually take the risk on.
A partir do momento em que ele não aceita aquela despesa,
The moment that the donor will not take the risk,
corremos o risco de não receber próximos fundos
we are subject to the risk of not receiving these
E a
funds.
partir daí nós podemos afetar o nosso concern.
And from there, that affects our
Concern.
faces.
Yeah. Então, há uma necessidade primária
There's a primary necessity
que vocês já identificaram
that's already been identified
de juntar as duas áreas, a área administrativa financeira e a área da execução, que são vocês os artistas,
we have identified that the key point is to bring
Na-
together the worlds
na
of administrative
fase, na,
and creative
na fase de criação do projeto.
in the phase of of creating the project from the get-go.
Temos que entender,
We have to understand
por natureza humana,
by human human nature,
não podemos dominar tudo.
we won't be able to
Daí a
dominate
necessidade de
everything,
fazer outsourcing.
which is the necessity of
E
outsourcing.
fazendo outsourcing,
And if we do outsourcing,
vamos ter um projeto eficaz e execuível.
we will manage to do and execute a project that is financially financially sound and also creatively sound.
Pronto. Há vários riscos que eu podia aqui mencionar,
There are various risks that I could mention,
mas uma vez que começo hoje a ser o parceiro da CIPAT,
and I'm being Sipatsi's partner.
já digo que vou partilhar convosco
I'm going to share with you
mais riscos,
more risks.
pode não ser nesse ambiente,
It might not be exactly in
Mas-
this area,
a ligação já existe,
but the connection already exists.
poderia partilhar com CIPAT e por via da CIPAT poderão ter mais.
I can share with the connection network of Sipatsi.
Partindo já para a questão da documentação,
I'll be moving
suporte
on
documental,
to supporting documents
na linguagem financeira,
in financial language.
dizem que o que nós tiver documentado não está feito.
What we don't have documented isn't done.
E só por isso,
And just for that,
a questão da documentação de suporte é crucial.
that's why the supporting documents are so crucial.
Importa aqui referir
It's important to underline
que esse aspecto depende também
this aspect also depends on
de leis e regulamentos de cada país,
laws and regulations of each country,
mas
as
quero
well
crer
as
que no seio da SADC em que nós estamos inseridos,
within the circle of business that we are inserted.
nenhum país nenhum país aceita despesa que não seja documentada.
No country will accept costs that are not documented.
Por via disso,
Via this,
temos que olhar para o aspecto de suporte documental como deve ser.
we need to look at the aspect of documentos,
Suporte documental.
supporting documents as it should be looked at with importance.
Para o caso específico do Moçambique,
In case specifically for Mozambique,
temos requisitos próprios
we have specific requirements. Thank you.
temos requisitos próprios para que um documento seja considerado fiscalmente aceitável.
We have specific requirements that each of the documents are fiscally required to be checked.
Que muitas das vezes
Many of the times,
não coincide com aquilo que acontece na vida real dos projetos da cultura.
which normally is nothing that's actually correlating parallel
Por que eu digo
parallel
isso?
to creative project. Why I say this?
Eu digo isso porque muitas das vezes os projetos de cultura acontecem em zonas em que não temos entidades
Because most of the time cultural projects happen in areas that don't have established areas,
entidades que conseguem responder a essa obrigação fiscal,
areas and companies and zones that actually have the means to be able to respond to these fiscal laws and regulations,
daí o desafio do projeto que está ligado à cultura.
which is essentially the difficulty and the challenge that we have for cultural projects.
Como ultrapassar essa situação?
Now, how do we overcome this issue?
Eu, na qualidade de gestor financeiro,
Myself as a project manager
e na experiência que eu tenho
and the experience
na
that I
auditoria
have
de projetos,
in managing projects,
no momento da preparação
in the moment of preparation
do projeto,
of the project
no momento da negociação do projeto com o doador,
and the moment of negotiation of the project with the donor,
existem aspectos muito importantes que devem ser tomados em consideração,
there are points very important that we should
que
address
devem ser discutidos com o doador,
and should be addressed with the
Para-
donors
para evitar problemas
so that we don't have issues going forward.
relacionados com a ausência de documentos de suporte.
And especially problems that are related to the absence of certain documents.
Assim sendo,
Being like that,
há uma necessidade imperiosa
there is a very important necessity
de haver essa comunicação entre o doador e
having
os gestores de projeto
this communication between the project managers
Numa
and the
fase-
donors
numa fase preliminar
in a preliminary phase
e discutir todos os aspectos relacionados com a legibilidade de documentos.
and to discuss all the points related to the project during this preliminary phase.
Só tendo uma clareza
And I have a perfect clarity
da realidade do país onde o projeto decorre,
so that the donor also has perfect clarity of the reality of the country,
porque vocês, como gestores de projetos, não podem aceitar desafios que não podem atingir.
because you as project manager should not accept challenges that are not physically possible for your country.
Então precisa discutir e dizer, olha, na Niassa, por exemplo, na zona recôndita, é impossível encontrar um agente econômico que vai te dar uma fatura com NUIT, com todos os requisitos necessários.
For example, you need to make it clear to the donor that in a certain area, for example, here in the north of Mozambique in Niassa, you will not find a economic businessman who will have the means to give you a proper receipt with your tax numbers and so forth.
Mas eu preciso desenvolver a minha atividade naquela área.
But I have to actually do my activities in
Como é
that
que
area.
devo fazer?
How do we go about this?
Então, o doador vai, junto comigo,
So the donor will go with me
criar um procedimento interno,
and create an internal
Aceitável.
procedure that is acceptable to them,
tal forma que transforme aquela atividade ou aquela transação legível.
which will then turn that transaction into something that's acceptable and counted as the proper supporting document.
Então, são essas e outras situações relacionadas com suporte documental que podemos falar.
So these are one of the issues and the points that we can be talking about in terms of supporting documents.
E para reforçar isto,
And to enforce this,
ontem, no colóquio que esteve o Sol Carvalho,
in yesterday's presentation by Sol Carvalho,
deu-me a perceber que há uma má percepção do papel do administrador financeiro
there's a misinterpretation of the administrative's role in these projects,
do artista que é o técnico neste caso,
coming from the artistic point of view.
mas no final do dia esses dois são uma única pessoa.
But at the end of the day, these two areas are merged into
Os
one.
dois devem trabalhar em conjunto
These two areas have to work together
para que o projeto atinja o objetivo traçado.
so that these projects can reach their final goal.
Então nós, da parte financeira, estamos abertos para vocês.
And so us finances and administrators, we're open to you creatives.
Vamos trabalhar em conjunto
Let's work together
e vamos ter mais doações.
and we're going to get more donors and more sponsorships.
E vamos ter mais produtos acabados relacionados com o projeto em que nós estamos inseridos.
And we will have more products and more projects they'll be coming and they'll be finished to completion here in our respective countries.
No final do dia, vamos ter relatórios financeiros bem feitos
At the end of the day, we're going to have
e
perfect
e
reports
relatórios de
done
atividades também bem feitos.
and activity reports also well done.
E o produto final
And the final product
a ser consumido.
will be consumed, seen, watched, and accepted.
Obrigado.
Thank you so much. I open the floor now to any questions that one might have for the financial aspect and administrative aspect of project management that anyone might have for Mr. Raymond Lan. Any questions, please raise your hands or take off your mute. Okay, I see a question here by Stephen. Hello, Stephen, welcome back. Stephen?
Yes, hi. Thanks for the opportunity. My question is based on what sorry, just a moment. What Mr. Rui spoke about when you are engaging certain service providers who do not have proper structures in place to give a source document or a supporting document to evidence the transaction that's taking place, but you have to go ahead with your activity to deliver the project. I just want him to reiterate the different ways we can go about to document this to be an acceptable source document or supporting document for the transaction.
Primeiro, quero agradecer a sua questão,
I just want to say thank you for your question.
que é muito importante,
It's a very important one indeed.
e responder da seguinte forma. Nós temos que olhar para suporte documentar na perspectiva fiscal e na perspectiva de o doador aceitar a despesa.
So we need to initially look at the fiscal documents and what is acceptable to the donors from the get-go.
Eu dei um exemplo de uma província que é Niassa, podia ter dado um exemplo de Gaza,
We gave an
Mas-
example of one of our provinces,
mas eu queria dar um exemplo do Moçambique no seu todo, porque Moçambique, a maior parte da terra em Moçambique está na zona rural,
but I'm going to give an example of Mozambique as a whole because Mozambique is known to be has a high percentage of
Lo-
informal sectors.
logo esse problema existe aqui em
So
Moçambique.
this is a big problem that we have here.
Da experiência que eu tenho,
From the experience that I have,
existem documentos internos
there exists like internal documents
que são desenhados pelos doadores
which are designed by the donors
ou que existem no próprio manual de procedimentos de cada doador,
or that exists within the proceedings, the financial proceeding manuals given by the donors
que devem ser seguidos
that should be followed and read beforehand.
desde o momento que sigam todos os requisitos que constam dos procedimentos internos,
If you follow all the different instructions given by the manual given by the donors,
o documento que fiscalmente não é aceitável,
the document that is not fiscally accepted,
mas na ótica do doador
but
é
in,
aceitável.
in the eye of the donor could be accepted.
Eu vou dar um exemplo.
Example,
Vamos supor que num projeto de construção de uma escola com material precário numa zona onde os cortadores se destacam,
for example, we have a school that needs material, but it's in a rural area.
são moradores daquela zona.
So it's those that will supply this will be in the rural area.
Vamos comprar estaca neles,
We're
ele
going-
não tem recibo para nós.
We're going to buy the material from the residents of the rural community, but he has no way of giving us receipts because it's not something that is known in rural communities.
Existem alguns projetos que aceitam testemunhas,
There are some projects that accept testimonies, filmed or written.
Existem alguns projetos que aceitam declarações,
There are some that accept declarations,
mas estes todos os aspectos devem ser discutidos antes.
but all of these points have to be thought of and discussed with the donors beforehand.
Tem que dizer ao doador que eu vou construir uma escola numa zona onde não tenho entidades comerciais à altura.
You need to explain to the donor beforehand that I'm going to build a school in a rural area where all the material that I'll need will be offered or bought by the community around them, and the community does not have all the fiscal documents as per the manual.
A partir desse momento, o doador não tem como dizer que aquela despesa é elegível.
At this moment, the donor won't be able to say that this cost is not acceptable because you mentioned beforehand that you would have this issue.
Obrigado.
Yeah.
Não sei se
I hope this answers your question, Stephen.
Yes, it does. Thanks for the information.
Okay, but we will be
Obrigado.
sending to everyone more examples of these situations that you guys can have written. Our workbook will contain these all these points for you.
Muito obrigado.
De nada. Any other questions? Any questions? Going once? Going twice? And we're closed for today. So I'm going to pass on our final considerations to Mr. Emerson. Mr. Emerson, please.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. So I want to accept something. The 12 points we take on identification problems, it's come from that questionnaire all we development. So we maybe we have more than 12 points. So now I will ask all of you for continuing to sending another problems or another solution concerning the questionnaire. And then about the supports, documental supports, we will send the examples of relative supports, and we continue to develop the workbooks. The workbook, it will be our basic manual for we going to another stage when we're going to develop the websites. So I will ask everyone another materials you have concerning the solution for the questionnaire, you must continue to sending. Okay, so because I see today and yesterday many people quietly, let me just say hello for everyone one by one. Maybe just for say hello. Steve, I here yesterday and today. Kabwe, how are you? Oh, silence. Okay. Jenny, are you here? Not Melody. Okay, I mean people must stay quiet. Okay, yesterday
I'm around.
Oh, hello, Melody. Okay, nice. It's okay, and hello for everyone. So yesterday I didn't present Mr. Simbarashe. I don't know if he continue here. Mr. Simbarashe, are you here? Okay. Tomorrow we have another and last section. Maybe we will have a more participated on the last session for tomorrow. So okay, we'll continue to discuss about the identification, the resolution of that problem, our identification. Thank you for today, and goodbye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Sipati.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank
Thank you.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.